All right. So tonight we have a Q&A session, and we will go into the Q&A. Now this one in front here, I showed somebody was asking this question, and they wanted me to explain more about, especially on the number 4. So this was extracted. This passage was extracted from the Requisites of Enlightenment, Bodhipakkhya Dipani by Lady Sayadaw. And it's good that for those who have never seen this book before, you can go and download it. There's a lot of free downloads, on this book. Go and look into the internet. Now let us read through a little bit. 4 types of person actually, of capacity for path attainment. It is stated that in Pugala Panyati, the book of classification of individuals, and in the Anguttara Nikaya 4133, that of beings who encounter the sasana, that is the teachings of the Buddha, 4 classes can be distinguished. 4 classes of person can be distinguished. Ugati Tanyo, Vipachitanyo, Neya, Paraparama. So the thing is that the question is that can you ask me to please give more explanation on the 4th class of Paraparama, or what unwholesome deed that one has done to cause to be born in this category. Thank you. So some of you already don't even know what is number 1, what is number 2, what is number 3, and what is number 4, because it's all in Pali. Let us, number 1, just give you a short briefing. Number 1, it means that the person who just listened to the Dhamma by the Buddha, especially a short sutta by the Buddha, or a short statement, at the end of the statement, they already achieve the path and fruition. For example, like Sariputta Mongalana, they listen to the words only. Then there you are, is already achieved. The second one, they have to listen to a more lengthy discourses. For example, they have to listen to a whole sutta. And sometimes when you read the suttas, you find that now there are beings like devas or like monks or nuns. When they listen to that full sutta, at the end of that sutta, then they also become enlightened. So the first one is short, listening to the Buddha. The second one is the long listening to the Buddha, and they attain enlightenment. So the first one and the second one, it is said by Lady Sayadaw in this book also. It is mentioned that this first one and second one, we don't have this type of person right now in the current time. This time belongs to, this first and 2 belongs when the Buddha is around. But then there are few monks or lay people also, they don't agree. They think that just by listening or just by reading all the suttas, you can also attain enlightenment also, especially Sotapanna. So some people still believe that that you just by reading, as I said, all these suttas, then you already Sotapanna already. So, but according to Lady Sayadaw, this one cannot happen right now already. This first one and second one cannot happen right now. So left us number 3 and number 4. The third one, the Neya here. Neya means that you have to listen a lot, you have to read a lot. For example, like right now, you have to read a lot. Then also you have to practice a lot. You have to practice a lot, maybe weeks, maybe months, maybe years. Then at the end of this life, no, not at the end of this life, that means you are able to attain enlightenment in this life after going through all the practice that you can obtain in this life. Because the Buddha Sasana is still around and the teachings of the Buddha are still around, then the third type will be there. So nowadays you have to listen to the discourses a lot. You have to practice a lot. Then only you can able to attain. Now the fourth one, Paraparama here. Here, Paraparama here is that if you read through further on, it is the lady side audit says that this person also can achieve insight also, not to say they cannot achieve insight, but they cannot attain in this life. But they can attain in future life, or the next life, or when the life that they meet with the sasana again. Yeah? This Paraparama here, it does not mean that a person has two rooted or no roots, according like in Abhidhamma. Yeah? If you have two roots, you can't even attain any of the insights already. But here, Paraparama here, is that although they have all this one, they have ability to able to practice also, but they cannot able to achieve in this life. So the question is that how come there's such a person? How come what unwholesome deeds that have caused them to reborn in this category? Well, it's not necessary for them to be reborn in this category, because we do not know what they have done in the past. But let's say in this life itself, you can fall into Paraparama, although you have the potential of enlightenment. Although you have a potential of enlightenment, but due to certain things that this life you cannot attain, so you fall under number 4. All right. So what are the things that when a person did or doing right now or thinking right now, then he cannot able to achieve enlightenment in this very life, although he may practice a lot. Okay, so let's see what are the things that one person did or doing right now. Now, the first thing is some people make aspiration that they want to meet the Buddha in the next life. So in this life, they cannot attain. They can practice a lot, but they cannot attain. There's also mentioned also in the Visuddhimagga that the person meditate until just right at the door of Nibbana, but doesn't want to cross over because he make aspiration. He wants to meet with the Mitteya Buddha, the next Buddha. So he can practice a lot. So he doesn't want to go. But at the end of his life, people thought that he was already an arahant because he's so mindful and so on. All he need to do at that particular life, so he removed his aspiration. He removed that aspiration and then take him about a few seconds to meditate, and there he is. It's already arahant already. From 1, 2, 3, 4, arahant already. It is mentioned. So why? Because he make a certain aspiration to meet with the disciples. So there are people who make certain aspiration even in right now. They want to also become the Buddha. Not only to meet the Buddha, but they want to become the Buddha. So although they have all the potential to meditate, they have a potential to enlighten in this life, then because of that particular aspiration, they stop them from enlightenment. All right, it stopped them from enlightenment. And there are many type of monks from different type of, even in the Theravada monks also, there are some I've heard they want to do the Buddha's path, not just arahant, but they want to do the Buddha's path. So they weren't able to enlighten because if they hold on to that aspiration. So sometimes some people make a wrong aspiration. Sometimes this aspiration, especially they want to save all beings, which is impossible. Then before they can get enlightened, then that one they never get enlightened because it's a wrong aspiration. Buddha one, still can, but it's a very, 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 very long time. But you want to save all beings, this is a wrong aspiration already. So no matter what you do, that one you cannot get enlightened. You cannot get out of this samsara. So aspiration is very important. So some people have very a lot of aspiration, all kinds of aspiration, except getting out of this samsara. So when they hold on to those aspiration, then they get very strongly attached to the aspiration, then they fall under Paraparama. Although they meditate a lot, they can develop some degree, but they cannot attain. So what else? Another thing is that I think also is also it depends on our age also. Age in the sense that if we begin to understand the Dhamma late in life, and then the time, the sense of urgency, you want to meditate, you want to develop, but then because of aging, then comes sickness. Then comes sickness, although you have the potential, whatever that you have done in the past, whatever that you have done in the past, that you can't see the Dhamma in the first 70 years of your life or 80 years of your life, and then after that you want to meditate. But then when you meditate, although your desire and your chanda is strong, but your body is not strong. So that is also another factor. Another factor, because there are factors, because there are also mentioned something like that mentioned. Because there was a couple, during the Buddha's time. It says if they meditate early part in their life, they become arahant already. Or the wife will become anagami already. The man will become arahant already. But because they squander, they didn't meditate. If they meditate in the second period of their life, that means about 50s or so, then they can able to attain second stage. Then you can anagami. If they go later in their life, they can sakadagami, later sotapanna, things like this. So if you get older, then the opportunity may not able to be there. Another thing, if you are reborn in the times where there's no sasana, you also cannot get attainment, although you have all the potential to attain. If you already ripen, everything is there, but you don't have the sasana, is not there. So that one also you cannot attain. You cannot able to reach this one. All right? That one is very clear. So some people that I've met, some devotees or something, Bante, so old already, how to meditate, It's true I never mind we wait for next life Wait for next life only, then we only can meditate Although maybe not too old yet, maybe can still meditate. They didn't try, they already given up already. Sometimes I was thinking, you think next life you will meet the sasana. Maybe next, because you did a lot of good deeds, then you reborn in the Deva world, you're going to be happy there. Then after that, you die there, you come back in the human world, and then that time, sasana over, and the next sasana hasn't come yet. So you neither here nor there. Although you may have potential, so don't aspire until next life. This life, gautim already, Or you are lazy. You have the potential, but you are lazy. Also, you weren't able to achieve. Or another thing is that you have the potential to achieve all this enlightenment, but you committed the 5 heinous crime. That meant the 5 heinous crime here is the killing of your father, killing of your mother, killing of an arahant, hurt a Buddha. Hurt the Buddha, of course, you cannot do it anymore, The Buddha is not here. So the 5th one is that you create a schism in the Sangha. You create a schism in the noble ones, That also a problematic, big problem. Actually, there are sometimes there are devotees, actually, whether they realize it or not realize it, actually they are creating a schism in a Sangha. Especially when things are not, especially when they're power grabbing, power sharing, wanting this, wanting that. Then where the devotees put in the fire here and then they try to split the Sangha, make the Sangha to decide on you here and there. That one, sometimes you got to be careful. It's create a schism in a sangha. Whether you know it or don't know it, then that is also another problem. So that one also, that one is you, because you create that heinous karma, then this life also you cannot able to attain. Or another way is that although you practice so much, in this life you go and offend enlightened ones. You go and offend enlightened ones, whether they are sotapanna and onwards. Here, offend and enlightened ones. Of course, the enlightened ones, they don't tell you, now here I'm enlightened, and there he's enlightened, that one also enlightened. They're not going to tell you, Of course, sometimes our mouth and our thinking and our action, we see somebody and then we shout at them, we hurt them, or we think bad of them. And then, although this to you this is very normal, this is no problem. But the effect, because of he or she is an enlightened one, then we mentally offended them. So if we ask for forgiveness, we sincerely ask for forgiveness, whether we in front of them or sincerely inside us, then that offense the hindrance can be unblocked, then you can able to progress through. But if you don't do that, if you keep that in the heart, or if you unintentionally or sorry, not to say unintentionally, but you do not know that somebody is enlightened, then you can offend them, then problematic. So these things, especially when you are in a meditation, that sometimes you never know that another meditator is enlightened one, and then you go and offend them. You see that meditator sit until so bent, the body so bent. You look at me, I sit so straight, but that meditator is a sotapanna. Just by your thinking alone, that one. So we just be careful. So this also a number of things. Although we fall under the fourth one. So in this life, although you may have the potential, although you able to meditate, you're able to meditate, but you cannot achieve this one because of the number of reasons is there. All right. This is all the questions I have. So that's it. And all right. So we share merits for tonight. We have a next talk on Monday. Okay. Before you all go, something I remember. Just now, the last question. There's one more greater one that makes you cannot able to attain enlightenment. It's because you mix with the wrong teachers or the wrong friends. That one is terrible. Maybe we'll talk about it in another day. So that's it for tonight. All right. Good night.